Razer sent me their Man'O War wireless gaming headset. Now, of course, this has RGB LEDs because it's 2017. Of course it does. And it's actually quite an interesting headset. Now, it's wireless, so it uses a USB receiver. Actually has somewhere around 7 days of charge, depending on what you're doing with it. And into the box comes with the headset, a micro USB cable, an extension lead for the USB receiver, and a bit of documentation, all that sort of stuff. Now, these are semi-open cups, so there's a bit of, sound leak. And actually, on the left-hand ear cup, you do have an external or a sort of pull-out microphone. On the right ear cup, you have the USB receiver built into the headset. It's got a little magnet inside, which is quite nice, as well as a sort of push to lock just next to the sort of volume scroll wheel. Just as a quick note, this is also compatible with PlayStation 4, which is quite nice. Now, otherwise, on the left ear cup, you have a microphone volume rocker, the micro USB charging port, as well as the power button and the power LED, as well as I said, that retractable microphone. Now, it's actually quite nice. You can maneuver it in any position you like. Also has this feedback system where you can hear what you're saying, plays it back in the ear cups. This can be turned off or turned down in the Razer Synapse software. I'll show you in a second. And as I said, you can also customize the lighting in the software, whether you just want it off to sort of contain battery life or whatever. You can do all that sort of stuff. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the headband here. Now, it feels, for me, like fairly cheap plastic. It doesn't feel very robust up there and feels fairly fragile. This is very much in contrast to the rest of the headset, obviously in the ear cups. These feel very, very high quality, very premium, very comfortable, nice high quality materials on the actual ear cup themselves, on both the bit that touches your ear and the other side. It's just a very strange thing I'll talk about more later. Now, the Razer Synapse software, the first thing you're going to do is calibrate the 7.1 surround sound audio. This works pretty well in their demo, although I'd like to see further real-world experiments with it as such. But otherwise, there was actually quite a lot of customizability here, both from the audio side and the microphone side, including a built-in EQ with plenty of pre-done profiles, and of course you can customize it yourself, and of course the lighting too. I'm going to be comparing this headset quite a lot to the Corsair Void Wireless. That's because it has a very similar feature set. It's obviously a different price to it, and I recommend you check out the links in the description to both this headset and the Void Wireless to see the price difference where you are at the time of filming. But overall, feature-wise, they're very, very similar. They're both wireless USB headsets with decent microphone, decent audio quality, and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, that's just a quick note there. Now, I reckon sound is probably a good place to start, and these are actually really very nice. The audio quality in these are just slightly better than the Void Wireless. They're a little bit more crisp, they're a little bit more clear. And overall, when you're listening to anything, they're a very nice thing, whether it's voice from Skype or TeamSpeak or Discord or whatever when you're gaming, or whether it's just in-game sounds, whether it's movies or music or anything else. These are just a little bit clearer than the Void Wireless. They're actually very nice to listen to. Of course, you'll probably get a better sound quality from something like an Audio-Technica ATH M50s, but obviously if you're after a branded thing and you want a gaming headset with a built-in mic and all that sort of stuff, and especially if you want a wireless headset, then these are still quite nice. The microphone is also pretty good. If you want to know what that sounds like, I recorded the entire first section of this, all the B-roll, with this microphone, so if you want to know what it sounds like, go check that out. And otherwise, the sort of maneuverability and the fact that you can hide it away in the back is also very, very nice. It's something that the Void doesn't have. And also, the other thing the Void doesn't have is when you have the mic out, you can actually maneuver it around anywhere. The Void, you can move it up and down, but you can't, have it actually either close to your face or further away or whatever. That's just something that just doesn't do, so that's also quite nice. One thing this doesn't have is little LED indicators that the Void has on the end of the boom to let you know if the headset is connected, if it's losing battery, or if the microphone is muted. That's kind of an important one. For me, especially considering even this has the LED indicators, myself and a few friends very regularly forget that the mic is muted, and we talk for quite a while without actually realizing that we're not saying anything to them. So yeah, if we do that with these, which have LED indicators, the fact that this only beeps once to let you know when you've actually scrolled the audio for the microphone all the way down to the end and muted it, that is probably going to be more of an issue than before, but yeah, it is actually quite nice that you do have independent volume of the mic, so if you do want to just scroll it all the way down to mute it, or if you want to scroll it up if you're just a quiet person or whatever, that is actually quite a nice feature. Otherwise, feature set wise, obviously having a wireless dongle built into the headset, which if I just pull out at the back, Being this small as well is also quite nice. Now obviously the Void's one is a little bit bigger, but considering that they're both USB, you're not going to be using you're not going to be using this with your phone anyway. So I don't suspect that this, having it in the headset, which if I can find it again, is going to be necessarily a massive feature. I don't suspect that this is going to be something that you do carry around with you on a daily basis. And one of the other reasons why I say that is that the headband itself feels fairly cheap. It feels like cheap plastic. It feels quite flimsy. It feels quite not worth £150, which is what this headset currently retails for in the UK. So for me, the fact that you can maneuver this around actually is really nice. The maneuverability of the headset, that this is a very comfortable position to have them around your neck like that. This is just a very nice position for them, and that sort of thing is awesome. But the fact that the headset feels so cheap, it feels so fragile almost, just makes them feel a lot more delicate to me, and I don't think that they would necessarily last traveling wise if you threw them in a bag quite regularly and that sort of thing. I don't think that these would survive that sort of thing. The ear cups though, especially the actual fabric that sits on them, feels very premium as such. It's a very nice experience to wear for long periods of time. I think the fact that the headband is so wide also helps. They are fairly heavy. I think they're probably the same weight as the Void Wireless, maybe a tiny bit heavier, but overall, as I said, they are fairly quality from here down. From here up, not so much. But as I said, it is a very nice option. It's a very nice headset as well. Audio quality is great. Mic's actually pretty good. The open back design is something that if you're just playing games at your house anyway, it doesn't really matter. So you do get cleaner soundstage, wider soundstage, and that sort of stuff. So that's quite cool. But yeah, one thing I would like to just mention before we go into scoring. Would you pick up this sort of headset? Would you pick up a gaming headset with a mic built in that's actually fairly hefty price tag? Or would you go for something like an Audio-Technica ATH M50s and pick up an Antline mod mic to attach as well? Is that what you'd do for £150? I mean, the price difference between these two is actually fairly big nowadays, so which one would you pick out of these two, or would you go with a sort of make it yourself option? I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. I think in terms of scoring, I'm going to go with a 3.55 money and a 4.5 at everything else. I'm also going to go with the Gold Award with a sort of asterisk. The headband isn't that great quality. They're really expensive, but the thing is that they're very comfortable to wear. They have pretty great sound quality. The mic's pretty decent. Overall feature set, including the fact that they're wireless and have a decent battery life, is very nice. Of course, RGBs, and you really are paying the Razer Tax with this one. It's something that it's a nice headset. If it was in the same price as the Void Wireless, I'd probably recommend them pretty highly. But because they are this expensive and that you can get Audio-Technica ATH M50s and an Antline mod mic for this sort of price, for me, I can't in all good conscience recommend these. They are a very nice headset, and if you're desperate for a Razer product, then I'm certainly not going to say that they're bad in any way. It's just they're highly priced, and I do wish that the headband was a little bit more premium feeling, but yeah, I guess that's kind of that really. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I'd love to hear what you think. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Feel free to use the Amazon affiliate link or the OCUK affiliate link in the description down below if you want to help me out or just check out the price where you are. And of course, use the more general links down there too to help me out even further. If you want to check out some of the other peripheral reviews that I've done, feel free to check them out over here, or just some of the other options you have. There's quite a lot of videos on the channel, so feel free to take a look at any of them you fancy. And of course, feel free to hit that subscribe button if you're interested in keeping up to date with more of these videos. Other than that, I guess that's kind of it really. Thank you for watching. I hope you did it. I hope you found it useful. I'd love to hear what you think about the options in the comments down below, and we'll see you all in the next one.